In this video, I will show you how to sum the lowest n values in Excel like this. So let's get started. In this Excel sheet, I have some numbers in this column. Now I want to sum the bottom n or lowest n numbers. For example, the sum of the lowest two numbers will be 1 plus 2, that is 3, and the sum of the lowest three numbers will be 1 plus 2 plus 3, that will be 6. To sum up the smallest n numbers, I will use the Excel small function. The small function returns the nth smallest number from the specified cell range or an array. This function accepts two arguments, a cell range or an array, and the position in the array or cell range to return. For example, we can use this small formula to get the smallest number in the given cell range and this small formula to get the second smallest number from the cell range. We can also specify an array as the second argument of the small function instead of an individual position. In that case, the small function returns an array containing the corresponding values. For example, to get the first three lowest values of the range, we can specify an array containing 1, 2, and 3 as the second argument of the small function like this. This small formula returns an array containing the bottom three values. To sum the smallest n values, I will use the small function as an argument of the sum function. Let's type an equal sign in the target cell to start the formula. Now type sum followed by an opening bracket and then type small followed by an opening bracket. Select the range of the cells containing numbers as the first argument of the small function. Since we want to find the sum of the two lowest numbers, I will specify an array containing 1 and 2 elements as the second argument. Type the closing brackets of the small and sum functions. Hit the enter key to complete the formula. As you can see, we now have the sum of the two smallest numbers. To get the sum of the bottom three numbers, the only change I will make is to provide an array containing 1, 2, and 3 as the second argument of the small function like this. This approach is feasible only when we want to sum up a few smallest numbers. For example, to get the sum of the bottom 50 numbers, we need to create an array containing 1 to 50 numbers, and that is not feasible. In such cases, we can use the Excel sequence function. The sequence function generates a list of sequential numbers in an array. To generate a list of numbers 1 to 5 in an array, we can specify 5 as the argument of the sequence function. We can use this function along with the small and sum functions to sum bottom n values. For example, this formula will return the sum of the smallest 5 numbers of the cell range. The problem is that the sequence function is only available in Office 365 and Excel 2021 versions or later. So, if you are using an older version of Excel, you cannot use this function. However, there is an alternative to the sequence function for the older version of Excel. We can use the Excel indirect function along with the row function to create a sequence of numbers in an array. Here is the formula to generate an array containing 1 to 5 numbers as elements. Here, the indirect function converts text 1 to 5 as the range reference, and then the row function returns the row numbers for that range in the form of an array. To get the sum of the lowest 5 numbers, I have used this formula as an argument of the sum product function like this. As you can see, it returns the sum of the lowest 5 numbers. We can also make the bottom n value dynamic by referring to a cell value instead of hard coding. To do that, we need to append the cell value to the range reference text using the ampersand sign like this. Also, make the numbers range reference absolute using the dollar signs like this so that when we drag the formula to other cells, it will not change. Copy the formula to other cells. As you can see, we now have the sum of the smallest n values. Now, when we change the bottom n cell value, the sum will be calculated dynamically based on the cell value like this. Watch these videos for more Excel tips, tricks and how-to tutorials. If you found this video helpful, please like the video and subscribe to our channel.